Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So, boy, do we have big breaking news today. Well, it's not a shock to me, but I think it'll be a shock to a lot of us that we now have dividend ETFs that are paying more often than weekly. And I've been predicting this for a long time. That's why in my dividend estimates, I do weekly, I do daily, and more time horizons than just weekly because the weekly started a trend of monthly. So it used to be quarterly dividends, then it got to monthly. Now we're spoiled with weekly. Now we've got biweekly. So Defiance launched some new funds. We're going to go ahead and tell you what those are. And we're going to analyze how they're going to meet their investment objective as well, because meeting a biweekly dividend with minimal to no NAV erosion is really the key, right? So let's go ahead and look at this. So as of this morning, there we go. As of this morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, Defiance launched QLDY, which is the first ETF to pay distributions biweekly. So Defiance ETFs, a pioneer in tactical and income-driven exchange-traded funds, today announced the launch of the Defiance NASDAQ 100 Lightning Spread Income ETF. I like that name, Lightning Spread. This is the first ETF designed to pay distributions twice a week. QYLD seeks to combine a breakthrough income strategy with exposure to the NASDAQ 100 index, offering investors both current income and the potential for capital appreciation. I like how it says that the potential for capital appreciation. So there we go. I may not be able to circle stuff, but I can highlight it. All right. So if you all like this so far, if you all like weekly dividend income or biweekly dividend income, smash that like button. All right. And comment away. We're going to answer all the questions we can. So here is the strategy for lightning spread. And folks, so far my predictions have been right. And I predict boldly that there will be many more of these funds. This is just the start. And remember what I said too. I even predict daily, and that's why in my dividend estimates I do daily estimates. I break them down daily, basically. So QYLDY will deliver consistent, frequent income through its proprietary lightning spread strategy. Proprietary, interesting. This innovative approach is designed to generate daily income, which the fund intends to distribute every Monday and Thursday. So that's interesting. So I can tell you what'll happen. Probably the next one will be like a Tuesday and a Friday. And then we'll just need a Wednesday one, and then we get payments every day of the week, right? So here's how it's going to achieve it. There's three prongs to the strategy. First is a synthetic long exposure, QLDY. That's funny. I just realized, like, if you're dyslexic, all these ETF tickers can really confuse you, because I just thought like QYLD, which used to be one of my favorites back in the day, not like 3 years ago. That's when, QYLD was like all the rage. QYLD, XYLD, and RYLD, they were paying like 14% dividend yields. I thought 14% was incredible, but now 14% looks like a, CD rate or a checking account payout compared to what we're getting these days. Okay, so let me brighten the screen here. There we go. All right, so QLDY will purchase long-dated, deep in the money call options on the NASDAQ 100, providing exposure to the index's price performance. And then daily income generation. So we covered number one. Number two, how will it achieve daily income generation? Each trading day, QLDY sells zero date to expiration put spreads on the NASDAQ 100, collecting option premiums to fund income distributions. So there we go. And then enhanced yield support, part three. This is important. This the fund also invests in short-term U.S. Treasuries and money market funds to further boost income from uninvested cash. This is actually hilarious because I just did a video yesterday about a new income strategy that I tapped into. And I got some comments that said, oh, YieldMax is already doing that. But that's not the point. We get it that, there's a piece of the high yield dividend portfolios that invest in these, but this is all about doing it yourself. So in my account that has like 700,000 in collateral allocated to option strategies, basically 4% of that will pay me like 2,200 a month. Brandon E says, and Yield Boost came out with two more funds this week. Were those bi-weekly as well? I haven't looked into those yet, but Yield Boost is another one. There are just so many funds. This is like the, instead of the baby boom, it's like the ETF boom, We're just seeing funds left and right. I mean, it's crazy. Okay, so I do hope this. I will say, I hope that it's not like some people use the term Ponzi scheme. Like it's almost like they're getting new investors into new funds and then getting the expense ratio from those new funds. And some people say not paying as much attention to the ones that are already out there, like Tesla and some of those. But who knows? It's all just hyperbole, right? This dual strategy aims to capture the growth potential of the Nasdaq 100 while systematically generating option premium income, giving investors a unique blend of equity participation and frequent cash flow. So, this is like first mover advantage here, first of its kind distribution frequency. Unlike traditional ETFs that pay quarterly or monthly, QLDY is the first US ETF designed to distribute income twice weekly. This structure seeks to align income delivery more closely with today's fast paced markets and the needs of tactical and income focused investors. I like how they threw that in there. The needs. The needs. You need biweekly income. So think about this. We've gone from biweekly paychecks, or I'm sorry, bi-monthly paychecks in most cases, to now biweekly income. So hopefully, if anything, I would hope this cuts down on payday loans and things like that. Because if people are getting more short-term income, hopefully it helps them cover bills and stuff like that. And expenses. Oops, did I dare suggest that people might use it for that? Well, it's tricky because you have to make your NAV. So, like they say, manage your shares. So, do you pay bills with it or do you reinvest it? That's the question that you all have to decide. I can't tell you all what to do. Okay. I like this one too. Let's see. Well, we'll get to that in a second, but I'll go ahead and read it now. There is no guarantee that the fund's investment strategy will be properly implemented. That's the best disclaimer of the day here. I love that one. Boy, if I need to use that as my disclaimer. When I get a black screen in my videos, there's no guarantee that the technology that I'm using for videos will function properly. See what I did there? And an investor may lose some or all of its investment. I like this. They refer to the investor as an it's, not a him or her. It's like the investor's just a mere specimen. That's funny. May lose all of its investment. Okay, so an investment in QLDY is not an investment, which everybody should know this, but they have to say this anyway. It's not an investment in the NASDAQ 100 index or its component securities, because there's people out there that will think, and in this space, I've pretty much seen it all. There's people out there that will think they're invested in the NASDAQ by investing in this fund. So they have to clarify that. The fund strategy will cap its potential options income gains if the NASDAQ 100 increases significantly in value. That means if it runs up so fast that it blows through the strike price of the call. The fund strategy is subject to all potential losses if the NASDAQ 100 declines, which may not be offset by income received by the fund. The fund does not invest directly in NASDAQ 100 securities. Fund shareholders are not entitled to any dividends paid by NASDAQ 100 companies. That makes sense because we're not taking dividends from the underlying companies. It's a synthetic call option premium, right? So if anybody's planning to buy this, comment in the comment section. I want to know who's going to go buy this right now. I just want to get a pulse on the audience out there. Okay, so then some disclaimers. Defiance, obviously founded in 2018. It's at the forefront of ETF innovation, blah, blah, blah. Defiance is a leading ETF issuer specializing in thematic, income, and leverage ETFs. I also think Defiance is an appropriate name too, because Sylvia keeps defying my requests to come onto the channel again, or ignoring them, one or the other. But either way, I think it's an appropriate name. Maybe I'll call them and see if we can get her on the schedule. I had her direct line, and I had like two of her assistants, but they change assistants like a person changes clothes. Well, like most people change clothes. Like it seems like they change them frequently. So who knows? Okay, Brandon E says, I just bout, B-O-U-T. I think he means bought. A little bit of a typo there. You know I'm a stickler for spelling. $3. So I just bought $3 on Robinhood just to follow it and see how it does. Okay, good to know. So we have our first buyer that commented in the comment section. So $3, huh? So now for the fun part, right? Let's go look at the actual ticker. So this will be easy to remember because it's QYLD flipped. It is QLDY. Almost forgot it. All right, so let's look at this, and we're going to root for no black screens. So let me see. I'm going to go to Seeking Alpha, which I put an affiliate link in the video description. All right, so here we go. No black screens, right? I got to remind myself. It's like, an old person, take your pills. I need like a sign that says, make sure, because it's within my control, within my purview, no black screens. Pirate Justin says, happy thirsty Thursday. Yeah, quite thirsty. Down one water bottle. I'm trying to drink more water. Actually, it's part of a potential weight loss strategy. I call it potential because it hasn't fully been in effect yet. But going to the gym and all that just means I can eat whatever I want, right? Isn't that how it works? Like I can spend like 5 minutes on cardio, then I can like double my portions, right? Is that how it works? I don't know. I'm not the fitness expert. I'm a financial expert, but not a fitness expert. Anyway, okay, folks. So I am stoked because the market's up. I've already closed out like 5,500 in options gains today. If you all aren't in the Discord, definitely go check that out. And if you want to learn how to do that, you can always book a one-on-one coaching session with me. My rates are pretty cheap, comparatively speaking. And for some reason, we have Ulti on the screen, but that's better than a black screen at this moment. So QLYD, right? Did I forget it already? How about this? There's someone named Dividend Dog. For those that don't know, that was my second choice for a social media handle. I also wanted to be known as Dividend Dog. Oh, you know what? It might be so new that it's not there. So C Alpha is not going to be our Huckleberry, unfortunately. So let's do this. Let's just Google it. QLDY. See, it comes up with QYLD instantly. Well, let's do this here. Let's have some fun since we're going to be Googling. Let's do a little Google search review. We haven't done this in a while. So let's see if this works. All right, so let's go to Google. All right, so Google, so in full transparency here, let's see, what were my last Google searches here? So I searched for TCEHY, that's a Chinese stock. Let me delete that one, or it doesn't matter. Everybody knows I used to work there. So I've been lazy. I've been Googling a lot of stock ticker symbols. I Google SMCI, other stuff that I'm invested in. FOMC. FOMC, I Googled that to see how many meetings were left on the calendar. So we've got two more. We've got October 20th and 29th, and then December 9th and 10th. So all my options that expire December 19th, I'm rooting for good news from those two FOMC meetings. But anyway, TCEHY is a stock that I still hold at E-Trade that I couldn't move, actually. So I keep checking, and in fact, let me check it again today, actually. Oh, it dropped. I should have sold it yesterday. But I keep looking to see. It was at 85.04. I'm basically greedy. I'm waiting for it to get back to where it was here, 99.10. Once it hits $100, I'll sell that bad boy. And then I Googled images of my Co. That was because I was creating a thumbnail. So that's why I did that. So what was the point of that? Okay, so that is the Google search review. So now, and if you all aren't interested, you can skip that part of the video. Unfortunately, the live audience, I made you suffer through that. It's not all that interesting, folks. But anyway, this is, okay, so let's see, QLYD. Let's see here. See, it's going to come up with, it might be so new. Let's see here. Defiance. I almost said Defiance. Defiance. Yeah, I don't think we actually have a price yet. QLYD, isn't that right? We can go to news. Ah, darn it. Here's an article about QDTE. Wait a minute. Why did it search? It corrected me. Oh, here's a good mnemonic to help me remember, because I'm getting old and not able to remember stuff. So QLDY, like oldie, that's perfect. In the context of what I just said, that's perfect. Good mnemonics there. Is that the correct term, mnemonics? Oldie, but newbie. Perfect. All right, so let's try that. Let's try that strategy. Okay, so hold on a second. Four letters. Come on, coach. Four letters. All right. QLDY. QLDY. And it comes up with Aldi. They won an Aldi Defiance fund. I do like, okay, so that's all we have for news. Let's do this here. Ah, here we go. Um, so we should have something. We're in business. So see, they do the same thing that YieldMax does. They launch at $50 a share. So this is our first trading day today. So let's see how we're doing in day one of trading. It's rare. It's been a while since I covered a fund on the first trading day. Let's see here. So we opened obviously at 50. We're up 8 cents. So it must have been 50, 51, I guess. But according to this here, we were like right at, no, it says 50, 51. So at one point we were up to 50, 71. So overall, it looks good so far. It's almost like behaving like an IPO. We've got new investor money flowing into it. So that is the fund currently trading at 50.59, but somehow Brandon E put $3 in. So I assume he bought a very fractional share. Well, anyway, folks, I think that's about going to do it for us. That's the big news of the day, is that a brand new bi-weekly, twice weekly dividend ETF by Defiance, lightning spread income. And I can assure you, or I'm almost certain, and we'll try to get her back on. I know she likes to go on Fox Business a lot. I know I'm not quite as big as Fox Business, understandably, but we'll try to get her back on to talk about this, because this is going to be the first of, I think, many ETFs in this space to come. So anyway, folks, that's going to do it for us for this video. So if you like that, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and join the Discord, and comment in the Discord too. The more chatty you are, the better the Discord community. So thank you all again, and we'll see you all very soon. Take care. Bye.